Did everyone see the first slide all well?
Yes, how to deal with debate anxiety. That's a good topic. Yes. Okay. We can see.
Thank you. So, good morning, everybody. I'm Carlos Carrasco, one of the novice lab leaders. If y'all haven't known or met me yet, but I assume my novices have already met me, and my co-lab leader, Jonathan Meza. But I think a certain aspect of debate that we all have issues, regardless of how good we are or how long we've been in the activity, is debate anxiety. Like, honestly, even after 4 or 5, 6 years of doing this, I still get nervous before giving a speech. That's because I just like get nervous in general, but that will always be there. So I feel like we have to at some point figure out how we can better ourselves in that department, because well, we really can't debate or at least think in a more uh, easier fashion with when we're dealing with anxiety. And this is also an excuse for me to put a bunch of cats on a slideshow. So there's that one. This cat you're seeing on the screen right now, their name is Peanut. So, okay, my first thing that I want to display to everybody is that the biggest truth that every debater knows deep down is that winning isn't everything, and by that I mean to some people winning can mean more than some things, but it isn't everything. Still, going to a tournament and winning every single round will leave you as the same person as if you have lost every round. There is no intrinsic thing about debate that will immediately impact you as a person if you don't like produce the results that people that have like exceeding impossible expectations of you to have. Like, you can have expectations that are good, right? You can be like, hey, I want to go into this tournament and win at least one round. I used to go to tournaments like that and leave the same person because, well, I know that winning isn't everything. I know for a fact that if I win, I'm still me. If I lose, I'm still me. And it's a little bit of a learning curve to try to get rid of that expectation of you. Not saying you should want to lose every round, but that even if you lose, you're still fine and comfortable with going into the next debate round because it's just a debate round. You will debate more rounds, and hopefully you will stick around to see how, number one, you don't feel as impacted as the first ones, and how you don't feel as stressed. So that's the one. That's the first one. The biggest truth is that winning isn't everything. So the second thing I want to have, at least in terms of a practice, or at least of something that should be on your mind before you go to tournaments, is that you always want to have a defined and focused mentality going into tournament and practices. Now, this isn't the same as saying you need to have everything, every evidence file, every affirmative and negative argument done. What this means is that you have a defined idea of what you want to be doing at this tournament. So I put these two pictures of the two cats with both with watermelons, and both look distinctly different, right? That's the kind of thing you want to imagine yourself in your head as, which kind of cat are you? Are you the cat that does not want to that is more confident in their evidence and arguments as the baskets of watermelons are always there, or you want to be the cat on the left that is confident in their own abilities and skills but isn't really all that there with the arguments they have, right? Those are the two main things that I used to practice with, as in, am I going into this tournament confident in my abilities and regardless of the things I'm going to be reading, or am I going into tournaments confident in the arguments that I'm reading and might be a little bit iffy on whether or not I can have the skills to dish them out, you know? Sometimes it's harder, but you have to compromise eventually because you can't do everything. So you have to at least give yourself some leeway to do the things you want to do the way that you feel comfortable doing them, and not try to do everything at once. So, like I said, confidence in your arguments, confidence in your skills and yourself, or a mix of both. Maybe you can do both. Maybe you want to do both. Maybe this is the tournament in which you feel like would be good practice to, show off your skills in both areas. That's up to you. The cat on the left, his name is Margaret, and June is the name of the dog on the right. Like that. So here are the three best ways to de-stress before a tournament. These activities are not, okay, disclaimer, these activities are not last minute Zen mode things you activate right like 10 minutes before your first round starts, because it's going to be very difficult to be able to, instantly get rid of anxiety in those few moments. But these are practices you want to integrate into your debate career and your debate journey to make it very, very, very easy for you to be able to start the morning of the tournament or practices with a substantially more eased mind. So that cat right here laying down and looking up is that their name is Mango. So first strategy. Number one, start getting used to waking up at an early hour. And even I struggle with this one too. What I mean by this is if you know you have a tournament, let's say the school year starts, and the first UDL tournament will be um, Friday, right? It's Monday. Start setting your alarm throughout the week to wake up at 6 a.m. if the tournament on Friday starts at 6 a.m. or on Saturday if it starts at 6 a.m. Why? Because you're going to be waking up at whatever time you are during the week. And on the weekend, you're going to be waking up immediately at 6 a.m. Your body won't get used to it. Give yourself some time and give your brain some time to get adjusted to waking up in an early hour and to get a routine started so that you're not instantly shocked and having to do everything at once within the hour so you can get ready for a tournament. You're a lot better positioned to, um, be ready. And that's the one thing you always want to be ready. And when you are ready, you're more likely to not to be at ease. So that's something you need to be on the lookout for. My second point is always eat before, during, and after a tournament. It's much harder to argue and to think on an empty stomach. Trust me, I know this. Sometimes it'd be very difficult for me to wake up in the morning and try to have a big breakfast. I'm not asking you to do that either. It could be literally anything, especially water. Keep hydrated and make sure you have something light throughout the day. Something that preferably not junk food like Doritos or Goldfish. Probably not the best thing to eat, but a protein bar, a bowl of cereal. That's pretty sugary, but something like that. You know what I mean? Something very, very light so that you have sustenance, so that you're not thinking about how much you're hungry instead of thinking about what you'll be arguing throughout the day. That's the most important one. That's literally physically, like scientifically, the one thing we have to be on the lookout for. So make sure you're eating. I do not know the name of this cat. That was a stock image. Sorry. Last one. No all-nighters. That is the one crucial element that every single debater I know has at one point had an episode of. You do not want to have any all-nighters, and especially the night before a tournament. Say it's Thursday and Friday. No, say it's Friday and Saturday starts at 6 a.m. Do you want to get rest and at the very least be rested before you go into the tournament, or prep and stress over the thing you need to do immediately and not get any rest before you have to be up at Saturday and stay up until what, like 9 or 8 p.m. maybe, because you might be late back. Like, you do not want to do that. You always want to get rest, and you never want to be in a position where you wake up where you are 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. where you're at the tournament and you're on Zoom and you're like, damn, I probably could have gotten some sleep. Like, you do not want to be there. And you're not, and the thing that's worse about it is that you're going to compensate. You're going to be drinking like an iced coffee or like a Red Bull energy drink. And then you're going to crash midway through the day. And that will be double worse because then you have no energy. And then those last rounds will just be you trying not to pass out, right? Like, that is the absolute worst thing that could happen to you. So that is the most crucial tip. If that is that should be the rule of thumb, those three rules of thumb. No all-nighters, especially the days leading up to the tournament. Always eat during, before, and after a tournament. And to start getting used to waking up at an early hour. So yeah, 3 best ways to make sure you're distressed before a tournament.